Hello friends! Your feedback was awesome, thank you so much for it. And that means that we are continuing with Defold developer videos. We're showing what we're doing, we're showing what we're working on now, we're showing what we are to ship very soon. Hope you enjoy it, like it, subscribe to the channel, tell all your friends how awesome Defold is because it is!
So I've been working with the timers forever, doing redesign upon redesign. Finally have something that's running and it's not that far from completed. So in my text sample here I've added a timer to the render script, a timer to the GUI script, and two scripts with each one timer connected to a game object. So when I run it, it's not super fascinating, but the render script is changing the background clear color on the timer. The GUI is changing the color of the text, and here's a little game object that's moving. One timer is one level and the other timer is another level. And the API is much the same as the existing native extension. You delay how long in seconds if it's repeating, and you supply it a function and it's called it, and you can do cancel on individual timers, and it does automatic cleanup of any non-cancelled timers when the game object dies, basically. That's it.
Yay. Right, so this sprint I finished the profiling, the improved profiling page that you can access. Once you have launched the game, you can access it by writing localhost and a port 8002. Then you will get into this page, which you might have seen before. It has CPU timings and frames, etc. So this is the same page as before, basically, but now we also have a new button at the top, a new radio button, which when you click it, you can see all the resources loaded, in this case in Blossom Blast Saga. So to the left you see the collections loaded, and you have a scene graph of all the game objects and the resources and components that they have loaded. And to the right you also see a complete list of the currently loaded resources with both the actual size in memory and the size on disk, the type, and also a ref count, and you can sort it on ref count, etc. So you can try to optimize away the rarely used heavy objects if you want to optimize your game. So this will be in the next sprint for everyone to try out and come with feedback.
Yay! A new tutorial, a very simple beginner's tutorial. We do have a lot of, as you've probably seen, we have a lot of examples and some tutorials, but there's like a big gap between the very simple examples that showcases something really simple and just showcases code, and most of the tutorials that we do have are fairly complex. So I've been working on trying to fill some of that gap. So there's a new one that focuses on movement, and it begins with just a simple, you have a spaceship and input setup, but the purpose of the tutorial is to walk the user through making this move with acceleration and velocity and all that, and towards that you have to learn a bit about, like, I don't know if it's visible. Can I make this larger perhaps? No. You have to learn about what vectors are, because we use vectors to model like positions, and they're really handy for expressing velocities and acceleration and so forth. So some discussion around that and experiments, and then also go into some simple vector algebra, and in the end you will have a simple project where you have a spaceship that is controlled through acceleration like this, so it feels heavy and nice. So it's really a beginner's tutorial, but hopefully it will find some audience, and it will be out in a couple of days, I think. Yep.
Hello friends! Your feedback was awesome. Apparently you liked the default developer.